Hiya folks, Scott Review Guys. I haven't done a Smackdown review in ages and ages because normally what happens is I don't get to watch Smackdown when it airs originally. I have to tape it and watch it later, usually late Friday night. This week it was late Saturday night. And in the back of my mind is always, well, Raw is Monday, so the train will have moved on by then. But then I realized, hey, wait a minute, Smackdown doesn't come on again until Friday. So we have a whole week to think about it and talk about it, so it's not really out of date for another week, so figured I'd go ahead and do it. This week might be a little different, though. It's kind of exciting. If I have time, we'll talk about it, or I'll just mention it briefly. Supposedly, the Raw crew is stranded in Europe because of the volcano that erupted. I'm not going to give any more details, because last time I made a comment about Europe, I was factually incorrect, and I made the Irish very angry, and I'm very sorry. I didn't realize that by saying that Ireland is a part of the United Kingdom, Ireland is not. Northern Ireland, yes, but not Ireland. They called me names. They made me feel bad. They made me feel dumb, and I'm not dumb. I'm slow. Legally retarded, not dumb. Completely different things. One of them is a handicap, and you should feel sorry for them. I've gone far enough. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about, so the Raw crew is supposedly still over in Europe. The SmackDown crew is now in America. They might have to do Raw Monday night. I'm very excited. And I hope it ruins whatever storyline they had with Kozlov and McGruber, because I just have a hatred in my heart for McGruber, and I would like to see him fail at all costs. Now we're moving on, talking about SmackDown. So, the big dynamic, of course, Jericho feels that he's the legitimate champion, which I thought he made a couple of good points this week. He said they moved. Speaking of moving on, they went ahead and they put Randy Orton against Jack Swagger at Extreme Rules, but Chris Jericho, he said and I said, has a title shot. He deserves a rematch. And so Teddy, and he says that Teddy Long is, calls him all kinds of horrible things, and he says he needs to resign. What's funny, though, is people aren't completely on Teddy Long's side. They disapprove of what Jericho is saying, but then when he says, you need to resign, he got a couple of applause, a couple of hands of applause. I don't know what that's all about. British, do you hate Teddy Long? That's not right. He's a good man. Oh. Well, out comes Teddy Long to a little bit of applause and a little bit of hatred. And he says that Jericho will get his rematch tonight in a triple threat match. Now, again, I still say, not completely fair to Mr. Jericho. I'm not supposed to say that because I'm supposed to hate him because he's a heel. But I still say, let's play by the rules, even with the bad guys. That's another life lesson. I'm teaching you guys a lot of life lessons recently, aren't I? But the way it all worked out, and I'm sure we'll get there. I don't think I'll run out of time. But then again, you never know. I sometimes can't stop talking. But yeah, the way it worked out, Edge would have lost to somebody. The shenanigans, had only to do with who the winner was. Edge should have won, but then Jack Swagger wound up putting himself. So Drew McIntyre comes in. Oh, John Morrison, absent. Troubling to me. You never know. I try not to read spoilers. I saw some headlines. I saw some spoilers that I didn't read that said John Morrison injured? ? The last time they said this, and I read them, it was for that kind of maybe storyline where he supposedly hurt his ankle, but maybe didn't. Anyway, it ruined that for me. Pardon me, I'm going to be reaching down and grabbing something. So yeah, no John Morrison. I've seen pictures of his European tour, and there are even some videos on YouTube, which I will try to get the links and post them down there in the comment box. I'm so used to saying over there, because see, I even learned where to point first try, but now I got to go. And he is speaking the language of the people. Drew McIntyre is brought to mind, and he's saying, I believe one of them is Swedish and one of them is German, and he says, Hasting Backen Glocken Germany, which I think means I love Germany or something. The only German phrase I know is Ich bin ein Berliner. I speak German with a Massachusetts accent. And then he makes some kind of comment like, Drew doesn't even like the girls here. I think it's Slaschen, Boxing, Beacon, Dawson, which I think means he has a small, because he says something like Schmalen, Bichting, Beacon, Dach. You'll see. Well, look at the videos. They're very short. They're very short, like Drew McIntyre's Wieskendachen. We're going to stop right there. No. So Drew McIntyre and Kane. The only excitement there is that Kane decides he's going to walk away. He's going to get out. Matt Hardy comes in, tosses old Drew back in, continuing their little thingy they've got going on. Because Matt interferes, DQ, the win goes to Drew McIntyre. Kane chokeslams Drew, chokeslams Matt, and everybody's like, wait a minute, we like Matt Hardy. Kane, we like you, but we like Matt Hardy. But nevertheless, it's a Kane thing to do. Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth, very good match. I love Dolph Ziggler. I was scared when, did they miss the boat on him or did he miss the boat? Somebody missed a boat when it came to, when Dolph Ziggler and was going against Rey Mysterio for the IC title. I thought, oh great, they've blown it. But they didn't really drop him like they dropped Kofi. They just kind of, let him sag. And it's not a good mental image. Apologize. And but he seems to be back going strong. This was a good match. A lot of energy. A lot of good, good. It was good. Finally, Dolph's new thing is this. Oh yeah, Dolph came out and apologized for attacking Josh Matthews. And Josh Matthews is a nice guy, but he just seems like the type you need to give a good one every now and then, Idiot. I'm with Michael Cole on the whole Josh Matthews situation. He puts R-Truth in the sleeper hold, and then the referee has to call for the bell because R-Truth can't. He's out. Mickey versus McCool. Let's see. It's a diva match. But, I think they did a good thing by Mickey by letting her... I think that what they did with her the last couple of months, the whole Mean Girls story, as I call it, and maybe other people call it, maybe I heard it from somebody else, I think it has just ratcheted up Mickie James's already high likability factor. So good for Mickie James. I just love her. I just see her and I'm thinking, that's my girl. Even though she was dressed like Pocahontas tonight, I don't think the British people know what Native Americans are. I'm sorry. They see buckskin, they see moccasins, and they say, "Man, I don't believe I've ever seen the Irish." I'm going to stop. That's the thing, you see. Oh, never mind. I didn't say anything bad about the Irish, right? And they turned on me. Think about all the horrible things I've said about Canadians. I have just spewed bile from my mouth and from my heart in the direction of Canada and Canadians. And you know what? They still love me. Irish people, my God. Hart Dynasty. Hart and Ray versus Straight Edge Society and Darren Young. I thought Ray worked very well with the Harts. I thought that was nice. Then let's see. DH gets the pin on Punk. No, we're not going to go back. We'll talk about it in the future. Next time we see Kane. Remember, next time you see Kane and I start talking about the match, say to your computer screen, Scott, what were you going to say about Kane? Then I'll remember. It's going to work, watch. Let's see. Kalen Croft versus JTG. Of course, Shad, guess what, interferes, or did he? He comes walking out and, No, JTG won, Shad attacks him. I'm kind of wondering about this. If I have to be honest with you, Shad was my favorite Crime Time member. I just felt like he was more interesting. He was more naturally likable. JTG seemed like a caricature, just a little too, laying it on a little too thick. This is me pretending to spread peanut butter on bread. Butter, even just plain butter. Too thick is why I say it. Maybe I should stop doing SmackDown reviews. So yeah, I don't know. I found Shad, yeah. So let's see where it goes. Maybe it'll go somewhere. But you know, if they can't both carry the weight of the feud, if Shad is the only one carry, you know, who knows? Who knows? But I wouldn't have cheered for JTG. Swagger, Edge, Jericho. I mentioned it to begin with. A lot of near falls in the end, very exciting. Closer to the end there, finally, yeah, Edge spears Jericho. Swagger pulls Edge off of the prone Jericho, and there we have it. So, Swagger retains. He retains, but illegitimately. Again, where is this going? Are we in for a... We don't know. We'll talk about that soon. But I think I'm going to stop talking now because I've talked about 10 minutes, haven't I? Give or take. And so I'll stop there like we used to do. Watch for another video coming soon. Or maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I think it's a fun thing that we'll do. So watch for that. We'll talk to you very soon. Adios.